Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I posted anything. I have a few updates. This is going to be a little life update, pregnancy update video. I have some things to share. It's been a crazy, couple months. First and foremost, we are in the same apartment complex, but we are in a different apartment. About a month ago, our apartment had a leak in it, in the bathroom. So our bathroom is split into two sections. When you walk in through the hallway, it's the toilet and the sink. And then there's another door that leads to the bathtub and another sink. So in the first part of the bathroom, we had a leak coming from the ceiling, and it was terrible. Anyway, it was leaking, and it leaked before, some months ago, but then it only leaked for one day and stopped. And I notified the people in the office, but they never did anything about it, at least not on our end. I don't know about upstairs, but it started leaking again. And this time the leak didn't stop, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. I kept going to the office, for a whole week, letting them know, hey, this is leaking. It's not stopping. It's getting worse. The ceiling is falling apart. And, they kept saying that, oh, I notified the maintenance man. He's going to be around. They were just acting like it was no big deal. And I was like, I'm not staying here. I'm not staying here. I left before my husband left. You know, sometimes it takes men a little bit more time to get it through their head. And they were basically acting like it was no big deal. So I was keeping my parents, it was keeping my mom and my grandparents updated. And we stayed at my grandparents, me and Camden, my son, stayed at my grandparents' house for a week, basically, until finally my granddaddy came to the office with me. And my granddaddy had me first. I made a complaint to the Better Business Bureau. I tried calling the health department, but I didn't get anywhere with them. But anyways, that next day, I took my granddaddy down there with me, and he was like, listen, you have a child and a pregnant woman living in this apartment. You can't use it because, literally their ceiling is coming down and it's flooding the whole house, the whole apartment. It was going through the walls, flooding the bedroom. As we were moving out, I noticed that I was flooding on the other side, but we couldn't see it because it was underneath that little white console table that I use in the dining room. So he was like, y'all either need to pay to put them up in the hotel, or y'all need to give them another apartment. Now prior, the day before, I asked her if there was any more apartments available for us to move in. And she right up told me, no, there's nothing that's moving ready right now. It'll be a few months. And I was like, okay. So back to the day I took my granddaddy. My granddaddy told him the situation, told him that y'all need to either put us up in the hotel until y'all fix it, or get us another apartment that we can stay in. So of course, sometimes you just have to have a man with you, because they will treat women like we don't know what we're doing. So after my grandfather talked to the lady, she said, oh yeah, we have 2 apartments available, and I just need to go look through them and see which one that we could put you in. And she called me later on that day and was like, hey, we have your apartment ready. You can start moving in after you pick up the keys. The keys will be ready tomorrow. So I was like, that made me feel some type of way. I was blessed that we finally got like taken care of, that we were able to move out the place and all that stuff. I had my grandfather help me with some stuff, and Brandon did the rest, getting everything to the apartment. Like, we had to keep driving back and forth and walking stuff back and forth, but he did that. So we're in our new apartment. I am grateful that we have this space and not in a flooded apartment, but at the same time, I'm trying to get about this apartment complex as soon as possible, because I don't want to deal with this apartment complex anymore. Like, it's ridiculous. And as it went on, I was talking to other people around me, and they were saying how they've been having like some issues too. Another woman had issues with like her AC unit leaking, and then that same lady had a fire in her house that she was unaware of at the beginning of it, because her place doesn't have any smoke detectors. So from that fire, her daughter got very hurt, and these people aren't doing anything about it. So I just pray that everyone in this apartment complex can come together and stop this, because it makes no sense that y'all have people paying $1,500 a month on these apartments that's not worth even half that, when y'all can't even update it and keep things up to date where it's not harmful for people to live in. That's all I'm going to say on that situation. So that's an update about our living situation and all that's been going on. I'm going to move on to my pregnancy update. I'm almost 28 weeks now, but I'll give you a little belly. I am 28 weeks, almost 28 weeks now. So, in my third trimester now. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but there's some issues with them trying to figure out where they should put my due date, because my pregnancy is kind of weird how it came to be, because I was on an IUD when I found out, or I was on the IUD. I had to be on the IUD when I conceived this baby, but I got the IUD taken out before I knew I was pregnant. And it was it just happened so fast. So, yeah, it was weird. But anyways, I had my IUD, I got it taken out, and then I found out I was pregnant, but I definitely had to conceive before I took the IUD out. So it was weird for them trying to place my due date, whether it was end of January, beginning of February. But my first couple of appointments, they said the baby was measuring a week behind in growth. So they just put my due date February 5th. So that is my due date. With my first pregnancy, I ended up getting high blood pressure in my third trimester. My blood pressure was fluctuating in my second trimester, but then it just kept rising. So they induced me at 37 weeks. And that's when I had Camden on March 5th. This pregnancy with my blood pressure so far has been doing really well. For the majority of my second trimester, it's been right in the normal range. With this pregnancy, they have me taking, so I have my high blood pressure medicine that I've been taking. They switched me to a different one that's safer for pregnancy. And then they also have me on an aspirin to help stabilize my blood pressure. So it's been doing really well, at least in my second trimester. I've been eating better, less stress because I'm not working. I'm able to rest more and take care of myself better and like eat home cooked meals, either at home or at my grandparents' house. I'm not eating out a lot. So there's like a lot of benefits I have in this pregnancy that I didn't have in my first pregnancy, because during my first pregnancy I was working. I literally worked until probably a few weeks before I gave birth, honestly. Um, yeah. I wouldn't even say a few weeks. I stopped working like the end of February, and I was getting induced like, beginning of March. So I worked up pretty much. I worked until it's time for me to give birth to Camden. We shall see. I would like to make it full term with this pregnancy. And so far, it's okay. Like, everything's fine. I will say, like, the symptoms I've been having is super different from the first one with Camden. With Camden, I was really, really sick. I couldn't eat anything. I wasn't really vomiting because I didn't have anything to, like, come up because I wasn't eating. But the morning sickness was so bad. I guess you could say, like, it was basically stomach acid that was coming out, because it was like this orangey color. It was really gross and painful. But like his morning sickness with him, it like that. Well, that sickness would only last in the morning time, and I would be fine the rest of the day, and I could eat a little bit more. But like, I didn't like cold water. I couldn't drink cold water right out of the fridge. It had to be room temperature water, and I loaded that thing up with lemon and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. That was the only way I could drink water during that whole pregnancy. It was terrible. My favorite foods was avocados and bananas. Like, I really just started getting into avocados. I was like eating real healthy. I was almost vegan before I got pregnant with Camden, and that all changed because I started craving meat. And then my body completely rejected avocados. As soon as an avocado hit my tongue, everything came up. So I couldn't eat avocados. But with this pregnancy, this girl, I am having a baby girl. This girl has me hungry like every hour. I am like constantly hungry. Like, nothing will fill me up if I'm just like snacking. Like, I have to have a full meal, and it has to have like really heavy, hearty meat in it, or it's not going to satisfy me. Like, sometimes I eat just meat. Like, before I started this video, I had I had the rest of the barbecue ribs that I made last night. It was like 3 pieces of barbecue ribs, and that filled me up. But even that being said, I'm still going to get hungry like in the next hour and a half. So I'm like constantly hungry with this girl. I did have really bad morning sickness all through my first trimester. They gave me some nausea medicine. They told me to take Unisom and vitamin B6, I think that's what it is. So I take the Unisom and B6 together at night. And then I take my nausea medicine in the morning, only if it's really bad to where I'm not able to make myself anything to eat before I feel like I'm about to vomit. That's the only time I take the nausea medicine. About a couple weeks ago, I woke up on a Sunday morning, and like I was rubbing my belly, and I felt these bumps on the left side of my belly, and I was like, I don't know, I didn't really think anything bad of it. Like, it wasn't as bad, so I just carried on. But then as the days went by, a couple, like even just 1 or 2 days later, it was spreading everywhere. It was all over my belly, all over my breasts. So I notified my doctor, and my doctor did not respond back. It was the RN that responded back, and she told me to take some Zyrtec until she notifies my doctor, and my doctor will get back to me. But my doctor never did get back to me. I don't know what's going on with that, but I haven't really heard back from my doctor in like a good month. Because apparently I failed my first glucose test, and it hasn't been like a whole month. I took it on like October 22nd, and then I had to redo it just Monday. That just passed. I redid it. I'm still waiting to hear back whether or not I passed. I looked at the numbers, but I don't understand apparently, so I'm just waiting to hear back. I did message them about it, so she was like she's gonna put a flag on it saying that's urgent so I can get my answer. So I had an appointment that came up Friday that passed, but I missed it, so they rescheduled me to see the doctor. No, it was a Tuesday. I was supposed to see my doctor, but I missed it because I went to the wrong location that day. So they rescheduled me for Friday that just passed, and I had to see a different doctor this time. That doctor, that OB was really nice, and I told her what was going on because I've been having like issues getting my medication, my iron, and my iron's been low. Like I talked to my doctor about that too, and never heard back from her. But this doctor, well, I did hear back from them, but it still didn't go through CVS. So when I went to this appointment with the other doctor, I let her know about my medication, and she took it off and prescribed me a different iron, and so that was able to go through. And so I have my iron now, which is great because I really need that. And then I told her about the breakout that's happening, and I told her I tried the Zyrtec for like one time, but I felt like it wasn't working, so I stopped. But I mean, the itching was so bad to the point where I was like, it was scabbed over and I was bleeding. But it spread everywhere, like covering my whole entire body. But I've been taking the Zyrtec now for what, almost a week, and it's been helping. Like the itching, I'm not as itchy. I'm not as itchy, and which is now my body can heal. My stomach can heal. Like I don't feel the bumps. I can see the scars on my belly from where I scratched the bumps too hard. But like the rest of my body wasn't like, I didn't scratch too bad. So like the bumps are going away. I'm healing. My skin is healing. So I have the Zyrtec for that. I bought me some oatmeal and shea butter body wash. That's been helping. And then I also have the hydrocortisone. I think that's what it's called. That stuff, that itching cream stuff. I got that for like the really itchy places. And then I have oatmeal lotion. So I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a lot better than what I was. Like I still itch a little bit, but it's not severe to where I can't do absolutely nothing but scratch all day. So I'm better. And yeah, that is what's been going on in my life and in my pregnancy at the moment. But like baby girl is healthy. She is thriving. She is kicking the heck out of me and like laying on my bladder. But we are okay. But yeah, that is my little life update and pregnancy update. I will be having my baby shower like the beginning of January. I'm looking forward to that. I'm trying to get my invites out early, so the people who are coming, and if they're going to buy something off the registry, they can use all the holiday sales and stuff that'll be coming out. So I'm trying to get that up as soon as possible. I'm just waiting on my mom because she's planning everything. But I already gave her the information she needs. The only other thing that I need to do for the baby shower, my mom wants us to take pictures, just like I'm doing. Since it's gonna be done in winter time, we're doing winter activities and stuff, and it's gonna be like a pajama baby shower theme thing. So that's what we're doing. So we have like pajamas. We have red plaid pajamas that like kind of go together. I have like the jumper thing, the all-in-one pajamas. My husband has the pants, and then my son has the two-piece long sleeve pants pajamas. So we need to take those pictures ASAP so I can get them to her. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to my baby shower. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.